Here's the grid then, with Oliver Fabricius on pole position, his 1 win and 202 points, and the faster lap than Lewis Goff sees him start on the inside of the front row, Goff alongside. Then it's Fox Whiteley and Barlow with Benjamin Lee and Ben Adrian on row number 3. Row 4, Harris Roberts and Jack Burgess with Freddie Lyons completing the results. Basically here in this one, as long as they finish inside the top 5, whoever finishes in front, be it Lewis Goff or Jared Fox Whiteley, they will take the championship. The big if, and it's not something we want to happen, but if something akin to Senna and Prost at Suzuka happens, and neither of the 2 drivers finish this race, or at least complete half race distance, the title will go to Fox Whiteley by virtue of 4 points. What with the drop round provision would mean that both drivers would drop this final round, and the point scores from the previous 3 and from the previous 7 would count. Here we go though. Fox Whiteley will be on the inside, albeit in 3rd place. Goff on the outside, albeit in 2nd and slightly further forward, as we await for them to come through and into their positions. Nervous times for the drivers, even more nervous for those watching this final race of the 2022 Junior Kart Championship. Fabricius powers down, and he is through, and immediately Lewis Goff slots straight in behind us. That's Ben Adrian going very, very wide. He might have to pay to get back in. He's gone that wide at the first corner. He has rejoined the race though, albeit some 5 or 6 seconds down off the back of the pack. Fabricius though leads them away. And if he stays there, it will be a very, very nice trip back for the Fabricius family with 2 race victories. If he can pull away from the battle behind between Goff and Fox Whiteley. Move in the background, that's Harris Roberts getting to grips with the Micromax very quickly, sends it down the inside of Jack Burgess into Alan Wones and moves himself up into 6th place. There's your standings as they come over the line then. Fabricius from Goff and Fox Whiteley, Barlow, Benjamin Lee, Harris Roberts, Jack Burgess, Freddie Lyons and Ben Adrian now starting to try and close back in on the rest of the pack. Fabricius has a gap of almost a second already back to Lewis Goff and Jared Fox Whiteley. Then we've got Leon Barlow and Benjamin Lee, 4th and 5th. Harris Roberts 6th, Jack Burgess, Freddie Lyons and Ben Adrian. Field a lot more spread than what it was earlier on when we had the top 4, as it is now running round with 6 tenths between each other. It's 1.6 already. The all-important gap at the moment, 4 tenths of a second between Jared Fox Whiteley and Lewis Goff. Just getting reports in from there out of the track that one of the top 3 or 4 is got quite an odd sound coming from the engine. We'll try and keep an eye out on that as it is at the moment. Fabricius, then it's Goff, then Fox Whiteley in 2nd and 3rd, with Leon Barlow in 4th place. Harris Roberts now right on the back of Benjamin Lee, battle for 5th and 6th place respectively. As they bounce their way over the curb on the outside. There's Goff in front of Fox Whiteley. The gap 0.3 of a second. Fabricius still leading the way with Leon Barlow in 4th place. First third of the race already consigned to the history books. Oliver Fabricius leading by 0.8 of a second. Gap fairly consistent as it has been in the last couple of laps. Back to Fox Whiteley and Lewis Goff. Goff in 2nd place, Fox Whiteley in 3rd. Fox Whiteley right on the back of Lewis Goff. As they head down towards Degner 1. The left-hander at Holmes. This is a battle for 5th place between Benjamin Lee and Harris Roberts. Roberts really starting to grow into this mini-max as he heads round the right-hander and then the left at Barney's. Fabricius, his lead starting to be reeled in ever so slightly by Fox Whiteley and Goff. Goff in 2nd place, remember. As it stands at the moment, just looking at the numbers, if it stays as it is, it will be level on points at the end of this race. Goff in 2nd place, Fox Whiteley in 3rd. They'll be level on points. It'll go down to the tie-break, which is the total number of finals won, of which so far going into this race weekend, Fox Whiteley's had 1, that was at Rowrah. Goff's had 2, had the final at GYG and the final at round number 6 as well at Landau. So it will go down to a tie-break as it stands with the 2 drivers currently in 2nd and 3rd place respectively. They'll be tied on 926 points after 8 rounds of racing all across the UK. The gap closing in now on Fabricius. If they move into the lead, then that's going to be a different animal because the point difference between those 2 racers, between 1st and 2nd is 5. 2nd down to 3rd is 2. And then there's a further 3 all the way down into 4th place. Lewis Goff with the fastest lap of the race. He's still closing in. He wants to take this one, not on the technicality of the most final victories. If you are down there and you're packing up in the paddock, you might want to make your way down for the final 5 minutes of this mini-max final because it's about to hot up. Fabricius has led the way since the start of this, but Lewis Goff, Jared Fox Whiteley have reeled it in. If Goff finishes 2nd, Fox Whiteley in 3rd, level on points. At the end of this, it'll go down to the tie-break, which will be 2 final victories for Lewis Goff, 1 final victory for Jared Fox Whiteley. They need, in terms of they want to get there, Fox Whiteley needs to be in front of Lewis Goff. If Lewis Goff is in front of Jared Fox Whiteley, he needs to stay where he is, but he's got to get past Fabricius. Neither of them at the start of the day factored in the fact that Oliver Fabricius was going to be so good here at Ellough Park with 1 heat victory already to his name and pole position in the final. He moved away. Now he's started to get reeled in by Lewis Goff and Fox Whiteley. Hard on the brakes as they go down into Barney's. Slightly wide on apex for all 3 of them now. Fox Whiteley right in the wheel tracks of Lewis Goff. As we say, as it stands, whichever driver finishes in front is going to win the championship. It'll be level on points with Goff winning with the 2 final victories as it is at the moment. Half race distance easily gone. We're down into the last quarter, last third. 4 minutes of the 2022 Junior Kart Championship to go, and Oliver Fabricius is leading the way from Lewis Goff and Jared Fox-Whiteley, the 2 championship protagonists, second and third. Once again, hard on the brakes down there into Barney's. Fabricius almost having that kart sideways, ready for the turn into the right-hand side. Goff with the yellow helmet, Fox-Whiteley with the orange. Through the tram lines, the top 3 split by less than half a second. Fastest lap of the race by Goff with a 44.09, almost matched by Fox-Whiteley with a 44.106. The driver with the best view in the house at the minute, Leon Barlow, and down the inside goes Lewis Goff into Holmes. Has the door closed on him? Will he have the run on the outside? Tries to squeeze Jared Fox-Whiteley. Fox-Whiteley keeps his foot in, and Lewis Goff sweeps round the outside and holds on to second place. I told you it was going to hot up. Don't you ever doubt me here at Ellough Park. This one's getting tasty with 2.5 minutes to go. Fox-Whiteley, though, he's going to need to close right back in on the back of this one. Goff, though, in going for that lead, he's dropped as well off the back of Fabricius. Fox-Whiteley's going to have to work hard now to try and close in on the back of Lewis Goff. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. They head down the back straight towards Shoemakers for that final time with 2 minutes remaining here. Fox-Whiteley needs to close up the gap out to Lewis Goff, having had the nose chopped off that 22 kart. Could really do with Leon Barlow having a little bit of a push fest on the back of him, trying to close back up. But Barlow, though, will want that final step on the podium as well for his own. Goff is closing in now on the back of Fabricius, ever so slightly once again. The previous lap, it was 0.5. Now it's under 4 at 0.376. Into that double apex right, and he is noticeably closer once again. Not close enough to make a move as we follow Fox-Whiteley and Leon Barlow, 3rd and 4th respectively. Little bit of a time lost on that previous lap from Fox-Whiteley, but as soon as Goff gets on the back of Fabricius isn't going to give up this lead too soon. Don't know how much Lewis Goff, because I think the 2 of them will have factored in at the start of the day that it was going to be a 1-2 for Goff and Fox-Whiteley. Goff might think that he needs to get past Fabricius here, and he doesn't. Just needs to stay with him in that 2nd place, and by virtue of his 2 final victories at GYG and at Landau, that's going to be enough to secure Lewis Goff the championship here in the JKC. Fabricius very, very tight into the left-hander at Holmes. Now Goff is right in the wheel tracks. Let's see, though, whether they get backed up into Jared Fox-Whiteley. Don't discount Fox-Whiteley yet, because as soon as these 2 start battling, the 22 will be right back in the mix. What Goff needs to be careful, though, is that he doesn't apply any pressure to the back of Oliver Fabricius and drop that nose down. A 5-second penalty will drop in behind Jared Fox-Whiteley as Fox-Whiteley pumps in the fastest lap of the race, 44.015, 0.6 of a second quicker than those in front of him, and he's really now starting to wind the screw in on those in front of him as Fabricius goes defensive. There's lap traffic in front, but I don't think it's going to come into play. 1.5 laps remaining. The last lap board being ready for the final showdown of the Junior Kart Championship. And now Fox-Whiteley is right there, right on the back of Lewis Goff and Oliver Fabricius. Nervous times for all of our drivers, more so for those spectating, myself as well, as this season comes down to a fitting end. Into Degner then for the final time. Fabricius leads from Lewis Goff with Jared Fox-Whiteley in 3rd place. Fabricius goes defensive to the inside. It's going to be a white line job, I can assure you, as they head down towards Holmes. Goff in 2nd place. Fox-Whiteley in 3rd. Fox-Whiteley needs to get in front of Lewis Goff here. Goff will win the championship. It'll be level on points as it stands. Fox-Whiteley is going to have a couple of opportunities. There's contact into the back of them. Goff comes through, though, into the lead. Lewis Goff round the outside. There was contact into the back from Jared Fox-Whiteley. It shot Lewis Goff through and into the lead. And Fox-Whiteley's lost third place as well. Lewis Goff is your 2022 Junior Kart Champion in our Minimax class. Fabricius second, Barlow in third, and then Jared Fox-Whiteley crossing the line in fourth place in front of Harris Roberts, Benjamin Lee, Ben Adrian, Jack Burgess and Freddie Lines. What we will have to keep an eye on down there is whether we've got any dropped down penalties on the noses, or whether any incident there, or whether that last lap incident will be looked at. Don't know if we can have a quick look at it again on the replay of that last lap incident down there into Barney's. It was Lewis Goff in second place, and he was right on the back of Oliver Fabricius. Doesn't look like Goff's overly happy down there. It looks like he shook his hand back. We'll watch it on the screen for those of you at home as well. Contact into the back there, and that has forced Fabricius wide. Goff into the back of Fabricius, and then ultimately then further down, Jared Fox-Whiteley drops down into fourth place. Leon Barlow into third as well. Punch steering wheel from Fox-Whiteley. Don't know if he's got a drop nose penalty as well. Either way, we'll see, because that's going to, if it does, it'll drop them much further down the standings. You'll have to keep an eye out, I think, on social media for this one as to where it puts our two drivers. Although there was three places between them. And if that is the case, even if they drop to, say, 6th and 9th respectively, that will give Lewis Goff the championship by 1 point. We'll keep an eye out on the timing here, because I don't think we're going to get this one wrapped up in terms of getting an official result in before the end of this live stream. We'll keep an eye out as to where it is on the at the moment. We're still not getting any confirmation in terms of whether we've got whether anything for drop downs is being sent in or not. In terms of the actual finishing positions, it was Goff in the lead with Fox-Whiteley in fourth place. Then they had over 5 seconds back to Harris Roberts. So even if 5-second penalties are applied, that will drop Lewis Goff down into third place, and Jared Fox-Whiteley won't drop any further than fourth place. So in having a look at that, if that is the case, and Lewis Goff then will drop down into third because of a drop down, and then a fourth for Jared Fox-Whiteley, assuming they are the only two drivers, it will send the championship to Lewis Goff by a single point. There is still plenty going on down there. The Goff family seem very happy. I'm sure there's a lot of adulation, a lot of relief down there after a enthralling championship battle between Lewis Goff and Jared Fox-Whiteley. Just going to keep refreshing down here in the commentary box to see whether we get anything on that. Like I say, as long as if it finished as it was, or there's no other penalties, I think that this one, with the over 5 seconds from fourth place Jared Fox-Whiteley down to Harris Roberts in fifth place, means that this championship will be going to Ossett in West Yorkshire, and the championship trophy will be in the hands of the 4 of Lewis Goff.